Surtr is a 6-star arts fighter guard who's only available from headhunting. Just Surtr it on the ice cream. I don't know why I said that. It's relevant to her character, apparently. Surtr has 2 years of combat experience and has retrograde amnesia, possibly due to her infection, which is rarely seen among the infected. She stands at 162 centimeters tall, was born on the 22nd of January in an unknown place, and is of the Sarkaz race, specifically a standard devil Sarkaz. In her archive files and promotion record, it's noted that Surtr was found in the ruins of a small town that was recently ravaged by a catastrophe on the outskirts of Ursus. The Rhodes Ops that found her were doing a post-catastrophe scouting mission when they found her resting in a destroyed building. Fearing that Surtr was a possible victim of the catastrophe and susceptible to its after-effects, the Ops brought her back to Rhodes. It was later realized that she was just a traveler looking for a place to rest. Though her combat skills surpass the average Op, Surtr's power isn't because of any arts. The two-handed sword she carries can do great amounts of damage to the environment she's in, with the heat from her blade being able to melt most substances. Surtr herself is unable to remember where the sword came from, though it became irreplaceable without her noticing. Because of this, Surtr is able to pass through infected areas without her infection worsening. Her memory issues are different from normal amnesia, and is more similar to memory confusion due to memories from the same period of time overlapping. Surtr explains that her mind contains multiple differing memories, and in these memories, Surtr could be in a completely different location with completely different interpersonal relations. The authenticity of her report can't be determined currently, and is currently unclear if Surtr's experiences or others' experiences that she treats as her own. Quick game theory time. I'm guessing the sword was possessed by people in the past, and the same people in the past experience these. Oh, whose memories are these? Are they mine, or is it someone else's? But, Surtr has barely anything lore-wise compared to other 6-star ops, so I guess we'll just keep waiting until Hypergriff decides to do something with her. Hell, even her own, little vignette thing, she barely speaks in it. Surtr usually does what she wants to on the land ship, and doesn't have the many constraints and requirements of a normal op. The medical department understands the circumstances that Surtr is in, and compiled a partial list of her memories to help her with her investigation. Most of Surtr's time is spent looking for clues at locations in her memories. Though it's clear that Surtr won't be able to finish her investigation in her lifetime, she doesn't seem to mind. The promotion record is a particular page of Surtr's personal records, which doesn't need permission for viewing. The content consists of keywords pertaining to different memories, such as forest, endless trees, stream, carriage bandits, castle, tower, unopenable door, police station, interrogation room, timer, criminal, and ocean, sea monster, fishing boats. None of the lines have been crossed out. Surtr is confirmed to be infected, having a cell originum assimilation of 1% and a blood originum crystal density of 0.10 parts per liter. Her infection is in the early stages, as there are no crystals on her body, and she's at the lower end of the originum crystal density. In her character art drawn by Ask, Surtr wears a black A-line dress that's ripped at the bottom, and has a white interior, and that is being held up by 2 straps that connect to a zip-up collar around her neck and across her bust, 2 straps under her bust, a pouch hanging off one of those 2 straps, a loosely worn black jacket with white interior that's worn below her shoulders, an infection monitor on her upper right arm, thigh highs that have 2 straps on the top, and high-heeled steel-toe shoes. She holds her sword, most likely called Leviathan, with her left hand near the hilt and her right hand on the mid-blade. The blade itself looks battle-scarred. In her voice lines, voiced by Yui Horie, who also voices Naru Narisugawa in Love Hina, Toru Honda in Fruits Basket, Mei Ling in D. Greyman, Hanyu in Higurashi, Minoru Kushieda in Toradora, Tsubasa Hanakawa in the Monogatari series, Carla in Fairy Tail, Akari Akaza in Yoruyuri, Chie Santanaka in Persona 4, Nepgear in Hyperdimension Neptuna, Koko Kaga in Golden Time, Mamiya, Iriko, Asagumo, Yamagumo in Amagi and Kankol, Wiz in Konosuba, Felix in ReZero, Saotomi Tachibana in How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift, La Brava in My Hero Academia, Saren in Precon, Belfast in Azure Lane, Olivia in The Hidden Dungeon Only I Can Enter, Excel Walter in Realist Hero, Arashi Spring in Scarlet Nexus, Hitomi in Dead or Alive, Ikoro in Galgun, Elisa Rainford in League of Heroes, Ai-chan in Honkai Third Impact, Kumbhira in Grand Blue Fantasy, Springfield in GFL, Maiden in Nikkei, and Faruzan in Genshin, Surtr thinks very highly of herself.
当たり前だ。ふん、話にならない。あんた、自分の仕事も全うできないからって、私に助けろって言うの？私一人で十分だ。まあまあ綺麗な部屋かな。時間の無駄。私はすると、あんたが噂のドクター？これからはロドスで働かせてもらうことになってるから。退屈させないで。私の実力を見て、やっと大事にしようって思い始めたわけ？力ではなく、私自身を評価してるから。そうか。そこまで言うなら、こちらも相応の努力で応えよう。私に指図するな。他人の指導役はもうごめんだ。一般人たちとガン首揃えて、アーツごっこするなんて興味ない。私がここに留まってるのは、必要だからじゃない。そうしたいからだ。何でもすぐどうしてって聞くやつが一番ムカつく。あんたがそうじゃないことを願うよ。気がつくと、アーツの力も、このアーツユニットも手の中にあった。この力を手に入れた時のことは全く覚えてないが、もちろん、そんなこと気にしたこともない。ロドスでの記憶は、これまでと違って、すごくリアルな感じがして、自分が自分であることを初めて実感させてくれた。これも、全部あんたや、ロドスのみんなのおかげだ。何よ、感謝すべきことは私もちゃんと言うから。それだけ？
At E2 with everything maxed, Surtr has 2,916 HP, 800 attack, 414 defense, 15 resistance, a 70-second redeploy time, 19 DP cost, 1 block, and a 1.25 second attack speed. Her range is the standard range of an Arts Guard. At max trust, she gets plus 100 attack. At max pot, she gets minus 2 DP, plus 28 attack, and above to both her talents. Her first talent, Molten Flame, at E2 pot 4, Surtr's attacks ignore 22 resistance. Her second talent, Remnant Ash, at E2 pot 2, after Surtr receives fatal damage, her HP is prevented from falling below 1, retreating from the battlefield 9 seconds later. Surtr has one base skill, which is upgraded from Guard Expert Alpha to Bladework Memory at E2. Bladework Memory, when Surtr is a trainer in the training room, Guard Ops get plus 60% specialization training speed. Surtr's first skill, Leviathan, gains SP from attacking enemies and is auto-triggered. All levels start with 0 SP, with level 7 needing 3 to proc and M3 needing 2. At level 7, the attack of the next attack is increased to 240%. If the target is defeated, all SP is immediately recovered. At M3, it's 310% damage. Her second skill, Molten Giant, gains SP over time and is manually triggered. At level 7, it starts with 9 SP and needs 22 to proc, lasting 17 seconds. At M3, it starts with 12, needs 18, and lasts 18 seconds. At level 7, Surtr gets plus 80% attack, plus 1 tile in range, and can attack an additional enemy. When Surtr attacks only one enemy, she deals 150% attack as damage to the target. At M3, it's plus 120% damage, and 160% attack when attacking one enemy. Her third skill, and the crown jewel of them all, Twilight, gains SP over time and is manually triggered. It starts with 0 SP at all levels, with level 7 needing 8 SP to proc and M3 needing 5. It has an unlimited duration at all levels. At level 7, Surtr immediately recovers all HP, gets plus 240% attack, plus 2 tiles in range, plus 2 attack target count, and plus 5,000 max HP. Surtr also gradually loses HP, with the HP loss capping at 20% per second after 60 seconds. At M3, it's plus 330% attack and plus 3 target attack count. Honestly, even with the cons that I'll list in a bit, Surtr is amazing. As an arts guard, she deals arts instead of physical damage to enemies, which is especially helpful against enemies with high defense but low resistance such as shield guards. She has the best attack and defense of all the art guards. Her S1 can be used immediately after proccing if she kills the enemy with it, making it possible for her to continuously use it. Her S2 extends her range and allows her to attack 2 enemies at once, meaning she can hide behind a defender and whittle away at the blocked enemies, and her S3 does a massive amount of damage, lasts for a decent while, as well as having her attack up to 3 enemies, have a very cheap DP cost, which makes her a hella drop or hot drop op. S3 is especially useful against bosses since it has a very low SP cost as I just mentioned. Her talents are also great, ignoring resistance and making her invincible for 9 seconds before retreating. But there's always caveats to being this good. She has the highest DP cost of any arts guard and can only block 1 enemy. Though her S3 can technically make her a hot drop operator, her 70-second redeploy time and massive 38 to 42 second deployment cost means you'll be waiting a while for her next use of her S3. Realistically, her S1 isn't going to get that SP refill. Her S2, despite being able to attack up to 2 enemies, is more suited to attacking 1 target for whatever reason, and as good as S3 is, unless you have multiple healers, I'm talking at least 5 on her, she's going to be forced to retreat. Her S3 can also be wasted if she gets stunned, frozen, etc. Despite that, I highly recommend getting Surtr as soon as possible. If not, just borrow it from a friend. The term just Surtr it exists for a reason, and that reason being she absolutely melts enemies with her S3. Like, Patriot just absolutely keels over and dies because of her. Which is why you should get her S3 to M3 when you get her. You won't regret it. Thank you for watching. Please follow my Twitter for updates. I also stream, and please check out my Arknights and Azure Lane videos as well. There will be a teaser out tomorrow for next week's character summaries.